Elon Musk says President Trump's tariffs will cause a recession in the second half of this year. Does this mean that altcoin season is done, or could Elon possibly be wrong? In today's video, we're going to be talking about what the future looks like for cryptocurrencies after yesterday's debacle between two of the most influential men on the planet. Are they really fighting? Is this whole thing fake? And what does this mean about your crypto holdings? Stick around till the end of the video and make sure, if you enjoy it, to smash the like button and hit subscribe so you don't miss any of the content we put out on the channel. All right, let's go. In case you missed it, yesterday, Donald Trump and Elon Musk went to war, causing the Bitcoin price to fall below a very key support level of 103,000. And it actually fell all the way back down towards major support as low as 100,300. Now, while this morning, Bitcoin has began to bounce back with a V-shaped recovery, the question is this a dead cat bounce, or is Bitcoin about to make a major breakout above resistance, heading back up over $109,000. The truth of the matter is, after what happened yesterday, nobody knows what is coming next. But by looking through the news, dissecting what is going on, and looking at key levels on the charts, we can set ourselves up for the best potential moving forward. Whether Bitcoin ends up rallying, whether altcoin season ends up coming, or if we have another crash, we're here to set you up for success. And I want you to know, before we get into the video, no matter which direction the markets go, we will find a way to make some money. Why? Because if the bull market does end up taking off, of course, our long-term bags are going to make money after money after money. But if the chaos continues to ensue, if we end up seeing another long, drawn-out, boring summer, that is the best recipe for boring sideways action that creates amazing trade signals. So whether we make money with our long-term bags or we end up trading this entire summer, stick around with the Broz community and you're going to make some money over the next couple of months. Speaking of trading, if you're looking for the perfect platform to be trading this summer, you got to check out BloFin in the link down below. This is the #1 exchange in the world with no KYC required, no VPN, hundreds of different trading pairs. This is the perfect account for you. Sign up down below. And again, if you want to join the VIP trading group in the Broz community, this summer is going to be a bang one way or another. The bull market will return or the boring sideways summer will happen. Either way, money will be made. But let's go ahead and dive into the details of what is going on in the news and what you need to be prepared for next. Of course, if you were not around for yesterday's drama, Elon Musk and Donald Trump, once maybe potentially best friends, have seemed to split up. Elon Musk even going as far as to accuse Donald Trump of being on the Epstein files. Now, there's people rumoring out there that this could be one big facade, but yesterday in one of our Q&A sessions with our VIP trading group, I said that that potentially is not going to happen because accusing someone of being a you-know-what seems to cross the line of friendly fire. However, are there breadcrumbs being left right now from Elon Musk and Donald Trump that potentially that is still a possibility? We're going to get into the details and find out what's going on. So even though Elon Musk is accusing Donald Trump of horrendous acts and implying that he should be impeached over the next couple of weeks, there is something that I found very intriguing about a recent Twitter post from Elon Musk. A tweet came out yesterday from Bill Ackman saying that he supports both Donald Trump and Elon Musk, and they should make peace for the benefit of our great country. We are much stronger together than apart. To which Elon Musk commented down below, "You're not wrong." There's so much going on right now that is so hard to understand. But if there is a chance that this ends up being a whole drama, is this potentially a key that Elon is letting us know he understands it's better when him and Trump are friends? He's willing to come to the table and come to terms with Donald Trump to make a big step forward. Of course, all of this is happening because of his opposition to the big, beautiful bill that Donald Trump and Republicans are trying to push through Congress right now. Where even though there's lots of things in the bill that are actually very beneficial for Americans, that massive spending that will raise the deficit by over $2.5 trillion over the next 10 years is something that Elon just can't get past. Donald Trump, of course, is accusing him of being a little biased, saying he's upset because the EV part didn't make it into the bill. But I don't know if it's really that simple. I genuinely think Elon Musk wants to keep the American people out of debt. However, these things have gotten very, very ugly with a war between two of the most egotistical men on the planet. And if it's not solved quickly, it could lead to major, major problems. But that's where the conspiracy theory starts to come in. And even though we're not a conspiracy theory channel, we like to cover the markets. We like to understand how we can make money. This is where things get really big here. Is there a potential chance that Elon Musk and Donald Trump are setting up for a massive win by confusing Democrats and the Fed into doing exactly what they wanted all along? Let's go through what that theory would look like. Before I get into that theory, though, all of this does preside on a continual battle, not just going on between Trump and Elon Musk, but a battle between Trump and Jerome Powell, where Trump continues to push Jerome Powell, even as recent as this morning, saying that the Federal Reserve is a disaster and he's calling for a 100 basis point cut in the interest rate. But Jerome Powell refuses to budge. This is a post made by an account called Easy, and don't necessarily pay attention to his name. And I'm not necessarily even saying that this theory is 100% true, but I did find it very intriguing, and I think there's kernels of potential to it. The reality of the Trump-Elon situation. Trump calls for rate cuts after bad job data indicating a recession. That's where we currently are right now, even though we've had some decent job rates this morning where we had over 139,000 new jobs. As a whole, unemployment does look like it's starting to go up. But Powell says inflation is lowering. There's no need to cut rates. This is all part of the process. Well, here's the strategy. Trump upset crashes out on Elon, knowing that Elon will retaliate and cause markets to face pressure, with Tesla being in the NQ and the S&P 500. Powell now faces a tough decision, with market sell-off occurring much faster than intended. And of course, the assumption here would be if the markets begin to crash, unemployment goes up, Jerome Powell's hands are forced to begin to cut rates, just like Trump wants. After this, Elon and Trump will make up, a proper bill will be established, the government deficit finds a way to decline versus increasing, and Elon keeps some of those EV credits. After this, the printer will turn on, rate cuts begin, V-shaped recovery, and market flourishes, people happy with the political situation, and in his estimation, that would happen somewhere in the next 90 to 120 days. Like I said, this is a pretty far-fetched theory, and it is a conspiracy theory that I'm not necessarily saying that I agree with 100%. In fact, right now, it does very much look like everything is really dramatic. I think that there is a lot of merit to the fight between Elon Musk and Donald Trump. But at the same time, these are two extremely intelligent human beings who understand that 3D chess is a very dynamic game. It'll be very interesting to watch what happens over the next couple of weeks, next couple of months between the two of them. But I wanted to make sure we're at least aware there is a chance that this whole dramatic fight is put in place simply to distract the Democrats, to distract Jerome Powell, and ultimately get exactly what both Trump and Elon are wanting. Let me know in the comments down below, what is your take on this entire dramatic fight between these two gentlemen? Is it real? Is it fake? What do you think about the markets? Now, this gets us into a place where if Elon is accusing Trump of terrible things, if he's predicting that according to these terrible tariffs that Trump is enacting, we're going to see a recession later in the year, that leads you to believe that the crypto markets and the altcoin season should completely be over. However, there are still some positive signs in the markets right now. For example, the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index ticked back down into fear for the first time in several weeks after living in heavy greed. This is oftentimes a great buying strategy, to buy in fear and sell in the greed that once again looks like it could be playing out. Also just in, $6 trillion asset manager Fidelity says that Bitcoin's potential as a store of value sets it apart from other cryptocurrencies. So even while we're watching mom and dad fight here in the United States, it doesn't change the fact that Bitcoin continues to do its thing. Institutions continue to look at the future of how Web3 will be integrated into their companies, and they understand that cryptocurrencies and altcoins are going to be a massive role in that play. So that gets us into the question, are we about to have a massive rally, or are we about to have a colossal fall? For this, we got to pull back up those Bitcoin charts and talk about just what we see going on. There are some issues that people are going to be very afraid of right now. For example, what we did yesterday was fulfill the breakout pattern of a head and shoulders pattern, where we have a left shoulder over here, a head, and now officially a right shoulder. It's not uncommon whatsoever after breaking the head and shoulders pattern for the price action to come back up before falling to its lower levels. The breakout prediction, by the way, for a head and shoulders pattern here on Bitcoin by taking the height of the head down to the neckline and moving it over to the breakout spot could predict a price action as low as $94,500 for Bitcoin over the next couple of months. At the same time, though, Bitcoin is forming a very bullish formation called a falling channel. This descending red line, along with this descending green line, is a bullish formation that more often than not ends up breaking to the upside. And if we were to see Bitcoin break through this resistance level here over the next day or two and start to head to the upside, the short-term targets are going to be up in the range of $109,000 to $110,000. However, as we are watching sell signals begin to pile in on charts like the 1-hour chart, where a massive bubble is forming on the Luxago indicators, if we were to see Bitcoin's price begin to fall once again, that 95,000 becomes a very likely situation over the next couple of months. Don't expect a dramatic drop to it in the next day or two, but potentially over the rest of the summer, we make a very slow and methodical approach on Bitcoin down to those levels with several bounces along the way, making a trader's dream very easy to buy the bottoms and sell the tops while we wait for the bull market to resume. Now, some of you have come in here asking about altcoins. You're going to see altcoins are sitting in a very vulnerable spot for the most part, looking at different levels. We've been really big on Ethereum, and Ethereum still has a very bullish formation put in play as well, that last night we fell to its support down here at $2,400. While this is a bullish formation, once again, if Ethereum does lose this level at 2,400, we could be looking at prices all the way back down here towards 1,800 before a recoup happens. Across the rest of the crypto space, several altcoins are sitting in very similar formations to what Bitcoin is looking at. Chainlink right here is in a falling channel. Cardano is in a falling channel. Even Ondo is in a falling channel. All of these currently coming back to test resistance after support touched last night. So the hope continues that an altcoin season is absolutely doable. But the problem at the moment is with this unknown reality of what's happening between Elon Musk and Donald Trump, anything is technically possible. And without good news, without good catalyst, there's very little reason to expect that new all-time highs could come anytime soon. And if we don't have new all-time highs for Bitcoin, if we don't see Ethereum start to take off, there will not be an altcoin season this summer. So we will continue to monitor this on the daily basis. But what you need to know right now is hold off on any major expectations in the summer of 2025. If these resistance levels are broken, then all of a sudden we can start talking about brand new all-time highs and altcoin season again. Like I said, that's going to discourage a lot of you guys who have been waiting for years for altcoin season to come. But if you're ready to strap in and take a look at the charts, as I said earlier in the video, the good news is no matter what happens, you can make money. And if a new altcoin season does not happen this summer, a long, boring sideways trading action will be your success at this time. And there's no better place to learn how to trade it than in the Broz Academy here in our VIP trading group, where you can find the link down below in the description. In a nutshell, it's going to be a chaotic next couple of weeks. It's going to be a chaotic next couple of months. I'm sitting here rooting and hoping for a bull market to resume, but I'm not necessarily going to predict it at this time, as we have gotten a lot of chaos. I want to say to you, there is something to be said, though, about the fact that I'm having this opinion. Some of you are watching this video saying, Tim, you've been so bullish now for so long. And the reality is, long term, I'm still extremely bullish. I'm not selling a single Satoshi of my cryptocurrency, but I'm also going to update my opinions as different details come out. I'm not blind to the fact, though, that this is exactly what the composite man wants. The strategy of the manipulators is to discourage even the super bulls like me into potentially shifting into a bearish tone, which is why I'm still on the lookout to say I could be wrong here and the bull market could be about to take off. Watch me be a bottom signal that I'm getting cautious about the bull market. With that said, continue to be wise, trade the news, trade the charts. Do not take a bigger bite than you can swallow. In other words, don't risk more than you're willing to lose. We teach you all of that here in the Investing Bros community. That's all I got for you in this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and if you did, smash that like and hit subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Adios.